and welcome to another week. So I haven't been in contact, I haven't sent videos in the last few weeks, and to be honest, I'm not going to beat myself up over it because there's been a lot of things happening. And just like I would say to you, if there's things that you have been, endeavoring to do with a good heart, and for whatever reason it hasn't quite materialized as you would like, just give yourself a break. We're doing the best we can by and large in the current world that we live in the current energies that we live in, and everything that's going on around the planet. And so sometimes our intentions, although they're very noble, don't always quite happen. So for me, I really want to do a video this week because this is a very, very big week, and there's a lot of, I suppose, good nuggets I want to share. And the first one is that beginning of this week, this is one of those weeks that I found myself saying, I just want to get this week over. I just want to get this week over. I just want to get this week over. And there's a few reasons for that. One is that my father-in-law has had 2 heart attacks in the last 2 weeks, and he's potentially going to have open heart surgery, and he's in his 80s. So that's obviously a big deal and a big question mark over that. And my husband is going in to get an operation to get his eardrum replaced. So there's, at the very least, apart from anything else that could potentially happen this week, there was these 2 biggies. And I found myself I just want to fast forward this week. And then I realized, stop, Ellen, stop, because we can't do that. We can't actually fast forward over the challenging things that we have. And this is the core of what I want to include in this. I know whoever watches this video, you will all have challenges. Maybe some of them bigger than what I just mentioned, maybe some of them a lot smaller. But it doesn't matter, because I know for definite that you will have challenges. Yeah, absolutely, we all do. And I guess, sometimes you might be of the same opinion as I was earlier in the week. Fast forward it, get me through it, just get me over it. But you know what? That's actually not the way of thinking. And so when I did some work on myself, I had to go in, I had to kind of regroup. And then I was like, no, Anne, stop. This week is happening. And I ran through the pillars that I would run when I work on Master Your Anxiety. And that is stop overthinking it, because, communicating with the conscious brain, that's irrelevant. That's not going to happen. You can't avoid it. Yeah. These two people are going into surgery this week, these 2 people who you care for a lot. And, checking into my expectancy, is it negative? Is it neutral? Is it positive? What can I actually change it to be? And, get a hold of my control freak. I can't control this. All I can do is show up. I can show up being the best version of me to the people that I love this week. That is it. That is all I can ask of myself. And I can just ask of myself to literally take a bit of time out each day and connect in with who I am, so as I can be the best version of myself. So I'm not, going into somebody else's kind of challenging times when I'm not grounded or I'm all over the place. Yeah, if I'm going into their situation, but I'm centered, and I'm okay, things happen for a reason. This is everybody's individual soul journey. I can't control it. I can just be the support that's necessary. I can be the love that's necessary. And then I just let it go and just, connect with who I believe are my guides, my team, and go, all right, just help me out this week. Just please, bring me into that space of centeredness. And honestly, since I did that, it's been this. I woke up this morning and it's this whole, weight, or this rock has been literally lifted off my back. And I'm oh, okay, sweet. Yeah, we've got this week. We know that, everybody's on their own journey. And so we just got to kind of bring a sense of love to the situation. And I feel so much better. So I just thought that was really, really important. I'm trusting that there are some people that are going to watch this that actually need to hear this. That's my trust, Or maybe you don't need to hear it at the moment, but a few months down the road and something happens or something occurs or something's going on and you go, I remember, yeah, Anne was talking about this, how she just wanted to avoid that week. And it's not really the strategy, because we can't avoid pain. We're in human form. Part of that is actually being able to transmute pain. And so the other thing I'd like to share very briefly is that in the last few weeks, I've also been going in and doing some really, really deep inner work. And you know what? Those of you who have worked with me around getting rid of stress and anxiety, let me tell you, if you think a program was good, which it was 3-6 months ago, it's just come up a whole new notch as regards. I really can say, and I'm so excited to say this, I literally have the tools that when I give them to whoever wants them, you actually don't have to run anxiety anymore. How good is that? And honestly, I may say that sounds like too much of a big promise. Well, not really. And even once you have these tools, even if you have a bad day, having a bad day is not being anxious. Having a bad day is having a bad day. Having an anxiety problem is when we are constantly fretting, constantly worrying about the future, and it takes us over and we don't live the life that we're actually destined to live. That's what having a problem with anxiety is. And that I certainly have got the toolkit for, to give to whoever actually wants to get out of it. So, if you're watching this and you have anxiety, you don't have to. You don't have to have it. But you've got to take the action. You've got to reach out. You've got to book in a discovery call. You've got to find out more of what I'm talking about. And then if it resonates with you, then come on the journey with me. I'm kind of the type of person who I have to know something works, and I have to really know it works before I can shout it from the rooftop, Lots of people, they shout from the rooftop and they're like, oh, I don't really know if it works. I'm just going to shout on the rooftop and I'm just going to work with a certain amount of people and it's going to sort itself out. And that's fine. That's their strategy. I'm quite the opposite. I'm like, I find it very hard to shout from the rooftop about something unless I really know it's congruent, it's within my body. I go, I have the tools that can help you get out of anxiety and stay out of anxiety. I also have the tools that can help you return back to becoming what's called an intuitive eater, so as you can actually start rewiring your relationship with food and rewiring your relationship with your body. Because that's what I do. That's part of, I guess, my soul mission or my life purpose in this lifetime. So, if that or any of those is you, and you're ready to make the change now, click on the link below, book in a discovery call, or click on the link below and book in an introductory session. And let's just make this happen. So that's, from me to you, sending you much love. Don't feel sorry for me. Don't feel sympathy for me about my husband's operation or my father-in-law. Just actually feel a sense of joy, I suppose, that, that things are moving the way they're moving. And if my father-in-law decides to stay on the planet for longer, my preference is that he does. But it's not my journey. It's his journey. So I've got to be accepting of what his soul decides to do. And, with my husband, he's going in for an operation, which is reasonably significant. 2 years ago, I was just unbelievably driven to go to Queensland. I was like a woman possessed, because I was like, I want to go there, and that is it. And there's been lots of reasons and lots of blessings. Some difficulties being here, I'm not going to lie, but I was really like, I've got to be in Queensland. And I had got no idea, but part of that reason, one part of it was, we had a specialist in Sydney, which we'd been seeing for a very long time with Nigel. And this specialist had missed something really, really important. Really important. And so we came to Queensland and we found a new specialist, and she's picked up on something that is literally going to have, save my husband from just some potential disaster that was literally just waiting to happen. And again, my philosophy in life is things always work out for us. So sometimes when you've got that inner, when you've got that almost obsession where it's I just know I have to do this, that is the right thing for me to do. You got to follow that. And then you got to work out, okay, that also brings up lots of things that you have to work on, and you got to work on them if you want to make it easy. So that's my message for the week. It's a big, long message, making up for the last few weeks. Have the most amazing week. I will see you on the next video, whenever that's going to be. And I look forward to it. And remember, you don't have to stay suffering. You really don't. But again, it's your soul journey. It's your choice. See you on the next video.